Okay, so these are the 1MORE EVO true wireless earbuds. They're the latest earbuds from the company and easily the best they've made yet. They feature an all-new dual driver design, adaptive ANC, LDAC support, and the ability to connect to two devices at the same time. But they've also got a pretty big flaw holding them back. So we're going to get into all of the specs and features, how they compare to the rest of the competition, and whether or not these are worth their $170 price tag. So unboxing first, and you get a premium looking box with a magnetic seal, a really nice presentation inside, and it was good to see that alongside the usual accessories, you get 5 different sized ear tips to choose from. The charging case is one of the most premium I've come across, because it has this ceramic-like matte finish. There's a non-slip rubberized texture underneath, and it feels pleasingly heavier than most other cases. There's a battery LED at the front, gold accents on top, and even the USB-C port has 1MORE's signature red colouring. The magnetic lid is well weighted too, and the earbuds snap into place with strong magnets. But this is also the one thing I really don't like. The magnets are just too strong, and the earbuds are kind of slippery, so it can be really annoying trying to get them out of the case. The case holds an extra 20 hours of playback on top of the 8 hours the earbuds can give you on a single charge. This drops down to around 5.5 hours with ANC turned on, but about an hour less I found when using LDAC at the same time. A 15-minute charge will give you 4 hours of playback, and the case can be charged by both USB-C or wireless charging. The premium design extends to the earbuds as well, again blending a matte textured body with gold aluminium accents and a shiny ceramic touchpad for your controls. These are nice and sensitive, responding well to my touches, but also really restrictive. There's no single tap option, and customization is limited within the app as well. You can only change the double and triple taps, and the controls come in pairs, so you can't select one thing for the left side and another for the right. They do at least come with in-ear detection, so they can auto-pause and play your music as you take them out and put them back in your ears. These are a great looking pair of earbuds though, with a relatively shallow profile in the ears that offers an impressive build quality. Comfort is really good too, not on the level of 1MORE's Comfort Bud series, but I can easily wear these for hours at a time with no issues. They also come with an IPX4 rating, so that's protection against light splashes, so they should be okay if you want to use them for workouts. These actually do a pretty decent job of staying secure in my ears. I am able to run without them falling out, and with the larger ear tips they form a relatively tight seal to help with this. This also gives good passive noise isolation from your surroundings, but these do come with adaptive noise cancellation and ambient mode as well. The EVO's noise cancelling was surprisingly good. Activating strong mode gives you a noticeable drop in environmental noise. It's especially effective against lower frequency sounds, but it even quietens some of the mids and highs as well. There's still quite a step up to ANC earbuds from Sony or Bose, but certainly at this price, these have decent noise cancelling performance. There's also a slightly less powerful mild ANC mode, or you could select adaptive to let the earbuds set the ANC level based on the noise in your environment. This can be useful to help save on battery life, but it doesn't always cancel as much noise as you might want, so I found strong to be the best mode. Something I noticed is that wind noise can be a problem with these earbuds. However, the wind noise reduction mode works very effectively to fix this. It works surprisingly well in fact, and my only gripe really is that 1MORE couldn't combine this with the strongest noise cancelling mode, as some other earbuds do. Wind noise reduction mode isn't as powerful as strong mode, but it does solve the wind noise issue when you need it, as its name suggests. As for the ambient mode, this was somewhat less impressive. There's only a faint hiss, which is good, but I think the amplification could be a little stronger so you could more easily hear your surroundings. Voice enhancement didn't seem to specifically target voices either, it was basically just a slightly louder pass-through mode, so only average performance overall for ambient mode. One other thing to watch out for is that when changing the listening mode with music playing, you can't really hear the unique tone that's played to let you know which listening mode you've switched to. Most earbuds lower the volume briefly whilst it plays the tone, or they offer a voice prompt for this, but 1MORE doesn't. There are 3 microphones per earbud to help with ANC, but also for improving the phone call performance.
These microphones work alongside an AI-powered algorithm to detect and then remove background noise whilst you're on a call. You're listening to the earbuds mics in a relatively noisy environment, and I have to say they do a decent job of minimizing the background noise. If it's especially noisy, then this can muffle your voice. You may even be able to hear that now. But generally my voice sounded pretty loud and clear for phone calls.
Connectivity was very good. First of all, on Android you can use Google Fast Pair for both a faster setup process and Find My Earbuds if you lose them. But the connection stability and range was also great, you can use either earbud on its own, and the latency was low enough for watching movies. There's no game mode here though, and the latency perhaps isn't low enough for fast-paced games, in case you're wondering about that. These offer SBC, AAC, and LDAC codecs, so they do support a high-res codec for the optimal listening experience on Android devices. But the best part is multi-point support, so after enabling it in the app, you can connect to 2 devices at the same time. This isn't the most seamless multi-point experience. You have to pause on the first device before pressing play on the other, and it can take a few seconds to switch over. However, if you're listening to music on one device and get a call on the other, it pauses your music and plays the ringtone. You can then answer and have your call, hang up, and then the music automatically resumes, all handled directly on the earbuds, which is exactly what you want from multi-point. So far so good, but the connectivity problems start with the companion app. We've seen parts of this app already, and I've got no complaints with the appearance and layout. It looks good, but it can take a long time for the earbuds to reconnect to the app, there are frequent disconnections, app crashes, and this is especially bad when you're using multi-point. The app is also feature light. As I said, customization for the controls is very limited, and there are no custom or even preset EQ options. Trying to use the soothing sounds feature, it takes ages to load or simply won't load at all, and once it does, it's massively flawed, because it plays an ambient sound for around 10 seconds, then abruptly stops, pauses for a moment, and then restarts. And it does this on a loop. It's the single most jarring, bizarre, and irritating ambient sound experience I've ever tested, and far from soothing. Here's me trying to use the Sound ID feature. On iOS, it now simply does not load whatsoever. It gets stuck on an infinite loading loop, and you have to force close the app to escape it. It used to load, albeit very slowly, on older versions of the software, but now it's literally useless. And I'll remind you, this is the only way to change the sound on the earbuds. There's no other EQ option at all. Anyway, I'll demo Sound ID for you from an older software version so you can see what it's supposed to do, just in case 1MORE EVO fixes this massive bug. What it does is repeatedly play you some music, and then present you with a choice of A or B for which EQ sounds better, and based on your choices it then creates a personalised sound profile that, in theory, should sound best to your ears. Now I think this A/B setup process makes it very simple, easier than a lot of other earbuds with a similar feature. But it's too simple. If you don't like the resulting profile it creates, or even if you just want to make a small change, all you can do is do it again or turn it off. If they just gave the user an option to tweak this profile with a custom EQ, it would completely fix this problem and make Sound ID and the earbuds as a whole so much more appealing. I personally find it very hard to justify not having a custom EQ in a companion app, especially for what is supposed to be a flagship pair of earbuds. And this leads me finally onto sound quality, and in fairness to 1MORE, this is definitely a major strength of these earbuds. Pairing a balanced armature driver with a 10mm dynamic driver delivers powerful punchy bass and nicely detailed treble. The bass is surprisingly controlled, and maintains a well-balanced sound profile in the default settings. But if you are able to use Sound ID, you can tune up the bass and sub-bass and exploit the drivers to deliver a more powerful booming sound, for those who like that. The highs are cut off just before reaching a harsh level, but still allow instruments like cymbals and hi-hats to sparkle. Vocals are slightly pushed forward and stand out too, which I personally really like, and there's good depth to the audio, which makes it feel full, rich and lively. The soundstage isn't quite as wide as I'd hope, but some good stereo separation and clarity does help to alleviate this. And for those who enjoy a high volume, these can get seriously loud. Listening in LDAC mode especially, you can really tell that these are a fantastic sounding pair of earbuds. It is fortunate these sound so good in the default settings though, because that lack of an EQ really holds these back. Everyone has their own listening preference, and not being able to tweak the sound stops these from competing with the market leaders. It's a real shame. These are easily 1MORE's best earbuds yet. They're certainly their best sounding, and add in a lot of the features that were missing from previous models. They're listed for $170 on 1MORE's website, but weirdly, they're £200 on the UK site, which is way overpriced. Amazon is definitely a better place to get these because they're not only cheaper, but there's a fair chance of there being a discount to use as well, so I'll put links in the video description if you're interested in buying some. But with such a strong market for true wireless earbuds now, it's important to contextualize these earbuds against the competitors so that we can understand if these are worth the price, and one pair that really stands out is Soundcore's Liberty 3 Pro. When you look at 1MORE's marketing, you'll see an extremely similar feature set, down to the multi-ANC and dual transparency modes, the hybrid driver setup, and even descriptions about the involvement of Grammy award-winning artists. A similar feature set is common with earbuds, but this many parallels is very interesting. But because of the bugs and limitations with the EVOs, it makes it much harder for me to justify them. Soundcore has a feature like Sound ID called Hear ID, but once it gives you your tailored EQ, you can then make tweaks to this yourself. It has multiple presets and a full custom EQ to choose from. So even though I'd say the EVO sounds slightly better by default, Soundcore lets you adjust the sound on the 3 Pros, and therefore I can get them to sound even better and more to my personal taste. There's also more customization for the controls, including for a single tap, plus the app experience is much more polished and doesn't suffer from all of the bugs and crashes we've seen with 1MORE's earbuds. They're also $170, and because the overall experience is better, I find it tough to recommend getting the EVOs instead. And that's not the only pair to offer a more refined experience either. There's also Sennheiser's CX Plus for instance, or Jabra's Elite 7 Pro are now even cheaper. 1MORE's EVO earbuds have the potential to be a fantastic pair of earbuds, and they're so close to achieving it. But as long as they're still not offering more control customization, equalizer options, and getting rid of those annoying bugs, they're going to find it tough to compete. Let me know what you think about these earbuds though. Are you still interested in buying them? Or if you've already got some, do leave a comment about your experience. I hope this video has been helpful, and if so, please give it a like. Subscribe to see more content like this one, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.